There's a saying that some wounds are so deep they can only be healed by a story. I believe that. I believe there's something supernatural about stories. Jesus told stories. People would ask direct questions, and Jesus would tell them a story. There's something healing about story. These are Jesus stories. Lots of different people, lots of different backgrounds. But this story is a part of something that you need to hear. Watch it, share it. Here it is.
We're going to receive our offering in just a moment. Everyone say hello to Steve.
Hello, everyone.
He travels with his own fan club here. We're going to receive the offering in just a moment. When you walked in, you were greeted by our fabulous dream team. They gave you an envelope and a Connect card, that yellow Connect card. If this is your first time, or maybe you've been attending for a while and haven't really got connected with us, you can use that. You can fill that card out, leave it on the seat when you leave today, and we'll make sure to reach out to you this week or scan the QR code. Also, if you're believing for any prayer requests, you can leave that too so our team can pray with you. But we're officially in Memorial Day season, and everyone starts thinking about their plans for summer. And I want to encourage all of the parents that summer camp registration is now open, so you can start planning your week without kiddos, whether it's elementary day camp or our junior high, high school. But when we talk about camp, it really takes an army, a village to make this happen. And Steve, you've been with our church since the very beginning.
Yes.
You have a full-time job.
Yes.
You serve, but every summer, you take 2 weeks out of your schedule, off work, and you come and you serve for the elementary day camp, and then you go away with these crazy junior high and high schoolers and stay in a cabin for a week with them. Tell everyone why that you've made that a priority for you.
When I was in middle school, junior high we called it, in that transition state there, my parents had sent me to a camp, and I didn't know what they were doing, but I just went. So I ended up catching 21 fish that week, but I also caught something else. One of my favorite songs is "I Love You, Lord," and
that's a good one.
It's one of the ones that are written on my heart. It came from that week. That was the start of this journey that I didn't know I was going to be on.
Yeah.
I think it was the following year, I went back to another camp that was just a weekend experience, and it was from People's Church. It was to Ocean Shores. The bus was full, so I didn't get to ride on the bus. Instead, I got to ride in a Trans Am, which was my favorite car. If you've seen Smokey and the Bandit, of course, at that age,
It was like the dream.
It was like the dream car.
Yeah.
The guy didn't have a radio in it, but he might as well have been Jesus. That's the vision I have of this person driving.
Yeah.
I don't. If you asked me who it was and he was standing right in front of me, I couldn't tell you it was him.
Oh my God.
But I could tell you that was Jesus.
Yeah.
He let me control the radio, the boombox, and it had a tape in there called "Coming On Strong" by Carmen. You listen to the tape, and it's telling you stories about the Bible. Lazarus come forth, Spirit-filled pizza. You can flip the tape around, and one song will start the other.
Yeah.
Which Melanie understands how tapes work. I don't have to say.
Last hour, he's telling the story and explained to me how a cassette tape works. And I said, thank you, Steve. I know, yes, you flip one side to the other, but go on. You digress.
Anyway,
Continue.
so this guy's let me play this tape over and over all the way to Ocean Shores. Yeah. And we get up there, and I end up giving my life to Christ.
Amazing.
The joy that's been poured into me has continued to pour in me ever since then. I've never reverted back from that. I love what God has done. Then I get to go, I grow up and I start, someone who graduated from Lincoln High School. I grow up and get to start doing youth camp.
There's all these shots at Dean this one. I don't know if you've caught this in this story. He's talking about 21 fish. He points at Dean. I can't. The Lincoln High School.
So okay, I get to do all these youth camps, and I get to pour into kids, I get to tell Jesus stories.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people give their life to Christ. Yeah. And now that I'm at this age, I have a bunch of stories, testimonies that I get to share. Yeah. And I love it. It's just so incredible to see how God works from one person to another.
That kid, that summer camp experience that lasted now into an adult. Aren't you grateful that our kiddos are led by someone like Steve that has that joy inside of him that wants to give it out? And you said, you're at work still, and you run into camp kids.
I did IT consultant, and I was at this random place fixing a server, and a guy walks in through the door. He's like 6'3". Last time I saw the kid, he was about this tall. he recognized my smile, recognized who I was, and just went ecstatic. And just, I can't believe it. This is what I'm doing. I got a family now. We're all in church. And he's just,
Remembered you.
it's just amazing how these lines just split apart.
Yeah,
And it's all wrapped in God.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, it all starts with an experience like that. Whether you want to serve or if you want to sponsor a kid to have an experience with Jesus at camp, you can go online right now and find that out. Maybe you want to send a kiddo, but so many of you have sponsored, have made a way for other children to have an experience with Jesus over the summer. You're going to hear more about it, but start thinking and praying how you can be an impact. I'm so grateful for Steve and all of you that you give with your generosity. So as the ushers come and you give this morning, you're going to see what those camps look like this summer. Watch this.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. I'd love to see you come in the building one of these days. We're over here in University Place at the corner of 67th and Cirque. There's a place for you. You don't have to be a Protestant. You don't even have to be a Jesus person yet. This is a Jesus place, and we talk about Jesus every weekend. If you're a regular, I'd love to have you give to help support what we're doing. Things like this video, it's super important, and we're making a difference. You're making a difference. Do you believe that? Look forward to seeing you soon.